What's up, everybody? Dan Myers, Nick Buckler. The wrap-up, we're here, and we're ready to go. Lot is going on in the wonderful world of sports. And what's going to top the show today, Danny, other than the college football playoff? The rankings have been announced. Michigan on the outside looking in. Now their bowl game has been announced. It's the Orange Bowl. They'll play Florida State. They'll probably win by 1,000. It's not even going to be close. What do you think of these final rankings?
You can complain all you want, but at the end of the day, that's how the season went, and you're going to get, Penn State being the Big Ten champions, which is really hard to swallow. It just seems so foreign to me. And starting, with the season starting, everyone talked about Ohio State, everyone talked about Michigan, even Michigan State. So, at the end of the day, it's Penn State. It's like I really still can't grasp that, but, you lost some tough games, and not tough games, but some heartbreakers. And unfortunately, looking back at them, it's really frustrating to see. So
I don't think Penn State should be in the Rose Bowl at all. I don't think they draw well. I don't think they are even a top 3 team in the conference. I still think Wisconsin's better than them, even though they did play head-to-head. Michigan's for certainly better than Penn State. And to be honest, I think, not biased, I think Michigan's the best team in the Big Ten. Ohio State's very inconsistent. You can argue Michigan has been of late, obviously dropping the game to Iowa that they had no business losing, and then struggling at times in the Ohio State game, i.e. the fourth quarter and overtime. There's no reason. They beat themselves in both of those games. Michigan could easily be 12-0, but hey, they're 10-2. Here's what they got. They got Florida State. That's going to be their next game they look forward to on December 30th. But I think they are the best team, and I think they are the only team that would give any type of competition to Alabama. I think Washington could lose by 1,000 in that game on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, they get a good shot to beat a good team, to tie off a relatively really good season. Unfortunately, they obviously shot themselves in the foot. But I did like the response from a lot of the players. Jake Butt even, talking on Twitter. We put ourselves in this position. We're happy to be here. I thought that was pretty cool. They didn't have to say that, but I think it did help a lot of the Michigan fans still sort of in shock for how the season ended as compared to where it was going at the beginning. So, like you said, it's frustrating, but at the end of the day, it is the Cotton Bowl. So we'll see how it goes.
Bama, Clemson, Ohio State, Washington. Those are your top 4. Who do you got in the game? Bama and Washington, and then Clemson versus Ohio State.
Obviously got to go with Alabama. That's a given. Clemson, I was watching them against Virginia Tech over the weekend. They really did not wow me. They got a strong offense, but I got to give it to Ohio State as much as I don't want to. But they're going to take away. I think.
I like Bama, Ohio State in the final, and I think Bama's going to win easily. Ohio State has not been a dominant force like they've been in years past, and I think Bama really has. They have all facets of the game going for them: offense, defense, special teams. And obviously, per usual, they are the best team in the country. Open the year at number 1, close the year at number 1. Western Michigan earns a bid to the Cotton Bowl. They will play the Wisconsin Badgers from the Big Ten. That game is going to be a good game. I hope it's a good game. I wanted to see Western get challenged with a big power school, and I think they are with Wisconsin, and I think they could give them everything that they have.
Yeah. It was a close game Thursday night, at Ford Field. Friday night at Ford Field. But they ended up pulling it off, and we're going to see what they're made of. They've been promising all year, and they definitely deserve to be there. They've beaten 2 Big Ten teams, Northwestern and Illinois, and that'd be huge if they could beat Wisconsin. That's awesome. That'll be a real statement game if they can pull that one off. They definitely deserve it. So hopefully they keep rolling that.
You gonna pick them?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with them. Yeah, come on Broncos.
I'm taking Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's a safe.
I'm sorry. I've watched a lot of Western Michigan football. I've rooted for him. I've been rowing the oars, rowing that boat, PJ Fleck. But, come on. Their key wins are Illinois and Northwestern. And the Wisconsin's a different kind of football team. And Western really hasn't impressed me against MAC opponents. That Ohio game should not have been that close.
That's true.
They let a lot of things go. They were sloppy with the ball. And I just think that Wisconsin is a much more well-groomed, they do the little things right.
Experienced.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think, don't get me wrong, I don't think there will be stage fright or the national spotlight will mess with Western at all, because they've been under it for the last 5 to 6 weeks from their head coach. And this program just coming from nothing. But I just think it's just a game of who's going to do it better. Wisconsin's seen much better opponents. They almost beat Michigan. They almost beat Ohio State. And obviously, they almost beat Penn State as well. And you're getting a phone call coming in.
Yep.
Obviously, trying to be nonchalant. Gotta call you out. I think it's the Wisconsin faithful a little upset that you picked against them. Don't worry,
Pick against
Whiskey. I got you.
Now, is it going to be a close game? What are you thinking?
No.
Just total blowout?
Blowout.
Yeah.
Sorry. I don't think Western can hang.
Right.
I really don't.
And you're convincing me. I regret what I chose, but
Yeah, you
I'm
can't
convinced.
take it back.
I can't,
Wait
no.
for the phone to blow up yet again.
Right.
Lions, though, they're in first.
Yes.
There's no arguing that. 8-4. Third in the NFC, obviously behind Dallas, who has won 11 straight games. And then behind the Seattle Seahawks, who are 8-3-1. With a Seattle loss and a Lions win, the Lions would then be in position for a first-round bye and the second-best record in the NFC through 14 weeks. They have 4 games remaining. Chicago at home, which is a game they should win. Those are the scary games. Then at the Giants, at the Cowboys. 2 very tough places to play against 2 pretty good opponents. The 2 best teams over in that division. Giants are 8-4, Cowboys 11-1. And then the final game, which could be a big game, back at Ford Field against the Green Bay Packers, who are 6-6. The Lions' magic number to clinch the division is 3. So any combination of the Lions winning 3, Green Bay losing 3, just any combination between 3-game swing between Detroit and Green Bay, Lions clinch.
Yeah.
I think it's doable, and right now, I am saying they are going to win this division because they are so well set up for it. If they don't, it's SOL. Completely SOL.
Yeah. Yeah, that schedule, especially those last 2 games, scare me. I mean, going down to Dallas and trying to pull out a win, that's got upset. It's got heartbreak written all over it. I'm not convinced with that. Then again, it is December, and you are seeing what these teams are made of. You're not going to have any lucky teams at this time of the season. So, but
You
those
don't think the Cleveland Browns could ever get lucky this year?
No.
You got to throw them a bone?
Yeah, right.
Well, they're building off their bye week 13.
Right, exactly.
So they're coming out. They got, 4 games left, 0-12. They can still finish 4-12 and still probably get that first overall pick.
And I may win the lottery this week. I still have that chance if I keep playing. But
You do have a better chance of winning the Mega Millions in Cleveland as of winning a game over the next, 5 years.
It's true.
San Francisco's lost 11 straight. Colin Kaepernick, sacked 5 times, threw for less than 5 yards in the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. He's so good.
Let's see how well his jersey sells after this season.
Yeah, I've heard some people were buying his jersey just to burn it.
Oh, you got to do it. You got to buy a used one off of eBay. I mean, you're still giving him money. So at the end of the day, he's the one laughing at the bank. So you get. Well, what are you gonna do? I mean, I guess if you're burning jerseys, clearly not everything's working upstairs. But
The mental stability is definitely on the fritz. If you're,
right.
I mean, we'd be happy to have you on the show if you want to do a live burning of a jersey.
We can take it to a remote location.
Correct. We would not do it here. That's
Fire
bad.
code. Yeah.
But yeah, we obey everything. Anyways, they're in the driver's seat, the Lions, and it's. Do you think they get in? I mean, it was quite a dominating performance against the New Orleans Saints at the Superdome. Drew Brees throws 3 interceptions. Lions D really played pretty well in that game in a very tough place to play. Although the Saints aren't that crazy of a good team this year, they're still the Saints. It's still Drew Brees, and it's still a game on the road where the Lions have not had much success historically in that building.
Right, exactly, and that's a tough building to win in. Also, they're 14-6 in the last 20 games. That says a lot. They beat Drew Brees on the road. That says a lot, but it doesn't convince me completely. I'm still very pessimistic. They haven't sold me, but they're on their way. Anybody who's a longtime Lions fan, knows that you can't have your hopes too high, and I think that's collectively what Lions faithful are feeling right now.
You know what? A great songwriter, Jeremy McKinnon, from A Day to Remember, once said, "Keep your hopes up high and your head down low." I think you should.
Yeah.
All I want is a place to call my own.
It's very good. Yeah.
Whoa. Keep your hopes up high.
There was also
head down
saying
low.
that my grandma used to say, wish in one hand in the other, and see what fills up first. So
Wish in one and what in the other? Produce odor?
Yes, yeah, in the
Yeah.
other. So what we're seeing is high hopes, but
Which hand generally fills up first?
depends.
The wishing well?
Yeah, the wishing one does not fill up first.
So it's
Statistically,
like
no.
an outhouse just seeping through.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, depends.
Are you?
Are we going to
No.
the doctor's
Dan,
show? Or we're going to?
I just felt like we just pulled out "Let It Rip." We just started screaming over each other. That's some good television. No. You're trying to tell me that the Lions are comparable to a handful of human waste?
And wish. Well, yeah.
So you're wishing, oh, come on, Santa.
That'd be great.
Bring the Lions a Super Bowl. And then, anti-Santa's like, "Bruh, bruh," in your hand. I mean, what is there? Riddle me that, Dan. Didn't think that one through, huh?
Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty good comparison of the Lions going to the Super Bowl right now. But if this year should be the year, though, if they're going to take it, with the injuries and then just top teams not producing like they normally would.
Producing waste?
Well, they are producing that, so, there's no real forerunners. I don't know. We'll see.
That we will, Dan. Time will tell. The Lions third in the NFC, first in the NFC North. Matthew Stafford, MVP, fake or real? For real or for fake? Is he? Is he a poser or a composer?
I think he's a producer. Yeah, I think he's up there.
What show does he produce? Is it the wrap-up?
Ooh.
No,
Well,
it's not.
we're normally strong throughout all 4 quarters, I'd like to think, or at least 3.
Oh, man, Dan.
Are
Come
consistent.
on now. Whoa, too soon. This was the first game. They weren't trailing in the 4th quarter.
That's true.
First game that they had a win by more than 7 points. First game decided by 7 points. Either way, win or lose. 14-6 in their last 20. Only team better than that is who in their last 20 games? Kansas City Chiefs.
Who?
Exactly. The Chiefs are 19-3 now after their crazy win against Atlanta the other night. Lions, Chiefs, better chance at the Super Bowl.
The Lions. I gotta go with the Lions, man.
Alex Smith is a great quarterback. You know what, Dan? I think it's time we get a break in.
Okay.
We
It's
need
a
to
perfect
compose
time.
ourselves. You can't bring out old grandma's analogies anymore because clearly we can't handle it. And we come back, we're going to talk something everyone wants to hear. You're not going to want to miss it. BRB. What's up, man?
Oh, I need a haircut.
I just got mine done today.
Where'd you go?
Went to Rocco's. It's Chesterfield. About a mile east of 94 on 23.
Oh, how much do they charge?
It's $12. You can walk right in anytime. They're just closed on Sundays, I think.
Oh, $12? It might be worth the drive up there.
It really is. We'll go next time.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
If ever there's a reason to be swept up in the season of the falling leaves, and if the days grew shorter and the darkness drew its order from the autumn gray, I'd rather sit this out and sleep the day away instead. My weary eyes a bit too slow and deep. I'd rather sit this out and sleep the day away instead. To worry about the emptiness that comes.
Hey, that's right. We're back. And I know you really wanted to see what everyone wanted to see, to hear, to feel. It's Red Wings hockey. No. Put that remote down because you're not going to want to. We're not talking basketball, people. I know that would be an automatic channel changer. And that's why we've got you covered on the wrap-up. We will never talk basketball. Beep, beep, squeak, squeak. Because that's all you hear. Bounce and squeak. We will not talk about Tigers. Because let's face it, they don't care about winning. But we will talk about your Detroit Red Wings because that team loves winning. They just don't do it a lot. They just do it A lot. And
Yes.
you know what? 12-11-3. They beat the Islanders Sunday night in overtime. Did you see the game?
Yes.
Did you see Mike Green's hat trick get withdrawn? What are your thoughts on the league taking away goals that should not be taken away? Glendening may have been in the crease, but did he interfere with the goalie's ability to stop the puck? Absolutely not. Let me hear. Agree, disagree, neutral, comme ci, comme ça, et toi, let's go.
All right. A while back, if you guys don't remember, we did have the in the crease rule. And yes, it was nullified, sort of expunged out of the rule book. But
Expunged.
to me, it's still in there. It's still remnants of it, and it's embarrassing. I hate that rule.
Embarrassing.
It is. It's embarrassing. And I'm sorry. It's taken away a lot of goals that are crucial to a game. And Mike Green's hat trick just happens to be one of them. I
That
think
would
that
have been
was
his second of the year, second of his career.
That's
that was
huge.
his 100th game as a Detroit Red Wing last night.
Yeah, and to me that's is comparable to, well, you know, in football we could have caught the football, but pass interference, or it wasn't pass interference. I mean, when you got people out there like Odell Beckham Jr. catching these crazy, I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but I hate that rule. It drives me nuts.
He's a crybaby.
That's what the defense, if you've ever played hockey, the defensive job is to keep them out of the net, in front of the net. And I think that just goes to protect the defenseman. I think it's a horrible rule. I could easily go into some horrible language, how I feel
Let's hear
about it. But
This is the
the
wrap-up.
FCC prevents us from
Well,
being
they
me.
No, they'll let us be. I just got a phone call from Frank Caliendo Cortez, FCC, and he said that you can say whatever you want today, so let's hear it.
I think it's a BS rule.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Right.
The same people that like that are probably participant trophy receivers.
What?
Well, everybody gets a trophy at the end of the year.
Oh, participant trophy, yeah. Good job, little Jimmy. You got 10th out of 10 in the race. Here's a trophy. Good job.
Don't you love that inside the crease
You're a
rule in the
winner.
NHL?
It's the best rule ever. It's, it protects the Red Wings defense from being as crappy as they really are. Hey, Brendan Smith, you're going to win the Norris for being worsty. Every defenseman gets, it's like Oprah. You get a trophy, you get a trophy. Brendan Smith gets a trophy. Erickson gets a trophy. Victor Hedman gets one. PK Subban, you get the same one because everyone's equal. All defensemen are just as good as each other. That is incorrect, my good friends. Incorrect. That is just absolutely asinine. There was no defenseman in sight. I mean, they had the tower out at Selfridge looking up. We don't see any D. Oh, but apparently Glendening hit the goalie. He did not. He did not make contact. Mike Green got robbed. Luckily, the Red Wings still pick up 2 very important points, and it was still a row win, regulation overtime win. Danny DeKeyser with the snipe job, and
Which he needed.
he needed that.
He needed that
Him
because
and
that
his
play that he
December
gave up.
mustache
Well, that
needed
too.
that. Someone forgot to tell him what month it was. That's fine. As long as he's nipping, it's fine. Bar down. Let's go. Great 3-on-1. Good pass from Tots to DK to 2 points in the standings. It's very tight right now. Do the Wings still get in? Do they get out? Do they overcome these injuries? What's going to happen?
Let's check on the injury situation because if they're coming
Any
in.
new injuries coming?
Yeah.
Yep, abdicator. 2 to 4
4.
weeks. MCL. Abby, I can relate, man. I recovered from an MCL injury myself.
Hey.
No big deal. We're very evenly skilled hockey players, so.
Siren.
Oh, Siren's coming out. It's like 97-1 the ticket. Me and my good friend Justin Abdicator. Whoop!
Oh, watch those names you're
yeah,
dropping. You might
dropping.
watch your feet.
When the bigs try to get at you. Okay, apparently someone's trying to break into the studio right now.
Participant trophy
Yep,
receiver.
We're live, so you can't come into the studio right now. We're trying to enlighten everyone about some sports. If you don't like it, we're not going to answer the door. If you do like it, we're still not going to answer the door. We're just going to float on. We all float on. But anyways,
Mouse.
what
Nice.
injuries we were talking about.
Yes,
before we
injuries.
were rudely interrupted by a patron.
Yes, the injury situation's unfortunate. I'm sorry, but yeah, that is they're really going to struggle with that, and I don't know how many more people we can pull up from Grand Rapids. So, how do you feel about the situation? Did the injuries play a part in them making
I
the
don't know
playoffs?
if anyone's trying to get in through that door that hasn't been used in.
I know we welcome a lot of guests on the show.
But no one knows about that door.
Apparently they're
I
choosing the
forgot
wrong
about
door.
that door. Athanasiou's been skating with the team.
That's great.
Helm, who cares? Miller's back in the lineup. He wasn't injured. It's unfortunate. But Ott's playing well right now. These guys are stepping up. Bertuzzi's out a while. Smith's out a while. Marchenko skated. Athanasiou skated. Abby's out now. I mean, these guys were beat up and battered. NBC released an article that says, are the Wings the most injured team over the last 10 years? And the answer, I think, is yes. Every team has injuries. I hate when people use that as an excuse. I hate, oh, well, we missed this guy, and all these player minutes and these player games missed. Every team loses stars. I mean, Crosby hasn't played every game. Stamkos hasn't played every game. Look at Calgary. Johnny Gaudreau's hurt. I mean, it's just these guys, every team, their stars get hurt. And Stamkos is out. I mean, and look at, they still win. So when teams use, their fan bases use that as an excuse. And I really don't think over the years the Red Wings fans have been ones to use that as an excuse because they haven't needed to. Now, all of a sudden, it's panic in Hockey Town. Let's cling to anything we can to keep the streak. These injuries, these guys from Grand Rapids can't do it all. Jimmy Howard needs to come back, blah, 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 Jared Correau, blah, blah, blah. No, people, calm down. Drink your $10 beer. It will be okay. You got plenty of time. It's only December. Red Wings will, that's right, will and Grace make the playoffs.
They will do it gracefully. I like that. That's good.
Just Jack.
But I do want to say we could have easily used the injury excuse, and to some degree we have. 09.
Degree for men.
Yeah.
09. Made it to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Finals.
We did.
Just saying.
And we didn't know the extent of the injuries. Because everyone's, why did they lock this up?
In the playoffs, they always say, well, you're never going to know.
But you
Comes out
don't
the
hear them
day
complain
after the
about it.
playoffs.
Right.
Guys come out and say, I've been playing with a broken leg for 2 rounds.
Do you remember what happened to Lidstrom?
Yeah.
We can't, I mean,
You're gonna have to
we
remind me.
We'll have to tiptoe about what was going on with his situation, but let's just say the groin area was
Injured.
not doing too well.
He was
and
sore.
I still
Injured.
cringe at the idea of the injury he had.
It was a male injury. It was
He still played.
and he
Hockey
played.
players,
and he
nothing
almost
like him.
got the game-tying goal. He rang iron with 2 seconds left. That still haunts me every day of my life because the only thing I love in life is Red Wing hockey. It's very, very sad. Do I need mental help?
No.
Maybe for other
you're a
reasons. But do they get in? There's a question at hand.
Yeah, they'll get in. They'll get in.
Do the Pistons get in?
Ooh. No, they don't.
Dial tone. No one cares.
Yeah.
They don't. Farewell to the Palace. Farewell to the Joe. Farewell to you. Farewell to me. Looked like you had something to say. What do you got to say?
I just want to say, last week, Free Press talks about Free Press or the Bleacher Report, one of the two. I think Bleacher Report
If
published
it was Free Press, it has credibility. If it was Bleacher Report,
I think Bleacher
I
Report
don't want to hear
is
it.
where I read it, but it was from someone from the Free Press. Was Steve Ott a waste of money?
No! $800,000? A waste of money. He's a fourth-line guy.
Yes.
If they paid over $1 million for him, absolutely. The guy bangs bodies. He crushes guys. He fights. That's what the Red Wings need. I know you feel the same way, and I don't want to hear it anymore.
No, but this
You know
article-
what, Bleacher Report? This is what I think of your last article. See ya.
This is what I think of your ads.
I love the wave at the end. Keeping it in.